White supremacists are riling up thousands on social media by Amanda Seitz's Associated Press, published 9 hours ago. Washington, AP. The social media posts are of a distinct type. They hint darkly that the CIA or the FBI are behind mass shootings. They traffic in racist, sexist, and homophobic tropes. They revel in the prospect of a white boy summer. They're describing Paul and all the other chants. I've spoken about this on my channel many times. The white supremacists are pussy because when people actually do the stuff that they talk about in their chat rooms, they don't even want to claim it. They think it's all a psyop, right? It's ridiculous. Anyway, white nationalists and supremacists on accounts often run by young men are building thriving macho communities across social media platforms like Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok, evading detection with coded hashtags and innuendo. It's so sick when people say, older people say, you know, racism can't be a thing because every generation cares less and less about race. But the Buffalo shooter was a young white man. The guy who ran into the Texas Walmart and killed all those Hispanic people was a young white man. Brenton Tarrant was a young white man. Dylan Roof was a young white man. Young white people are not becoming less racist. The world, I would argue, is becoming more white supremacist. Their snarky memes and trendy videos are riling up thousands of followers on divisive issues, including abortion, guns, immigration, and LGBTQ rights. The Department of Homeland Security warned Tuesday that such skewed framing of the subjects could drive extremists to violently attack public places across the U.S. in the coming months. There will be, unfortunately, and I do not want this to happen, another white supremacist domestic terrorist attack, unless we change the culture, our mindset, and get rid of the guns in America. I don't even care if these people want to post their racist memes or whatever, as long as they can't get their hands on guns, which is why I choose to live abroad, because I've dealt with racism abroad, but I've never felt at once, not even once, threatened for my life. Okay? All right, these type of threats and racist ideology have become so commonplace on social media that it's nearly impossible for law enforcement to separate internet ramblings from dangerous, potentially violent people. Michael German, who infiltrated white supremacy groups as an FBI agent, told the Senate Judiciary Committee on Tuesday. It seems intuitive that effective social media monitoring might provide clues to help law enforcement prevent attacks. Yeah, anybody who posts on Poll or any of these right-wing sites, they should be like on a federal no-fly list. They should be like, banned from getting guns. Because if you're hanging out with extremists, talking about extremist stuff, even joking about it, yeah, that shouldn't be funny. It should be real funny when you can't board a plane, buy a gun, or live next to a school. Anyway, that's my belief. We need a new war on white supremacy. We need a new war on terror, on white supremacist domestic terror. We need to treat the white supremacist terrorists like Al-Shabab, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, etc. Put them in Guantanamo Bay. Not all white people, just the white supremacists or the people who sympathize with this ideology. After all, the white supremacist attackers in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and El Paso all gained access to materials online and expressed their hateful, violent intentions on social media. But, he continued, so many false alarms drown out threats. DHS and the FBI are also working with state and local agencies to raise awareness about the increased threat around the U.S. in the coming months. The heightened concern comes just weeks after a white 18-year-old entered a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, with the goal of killing as many black patrons as possible. He gunned down 10 people. A tragedy, a national tragedy. And if it wasn't for Uvalde, unfortunately, I don't think that even Buffalo would have caused the backlash in America against the gun culture, though it should be both against the gun culture and the white supremacist culture as well. That shooter claims to have been introduced to neo-Nazi websites in a live stream of the 2019 Christchurch, New Zealand mosque shootings on the anonymous online messaging board 4chan. In 2018, the white man who gunned down 11 at a Pittsburgh synagogue shared his anti-Semitic rants on Gab, a site that attracts extremists. The year before, a 21-year-old white man who killed 23 people at a Walmart in the largely Hispanic city of El Paso, Texas, shared his anti-immigrant hate on the messaging board 8chan. References to hate-filled ideologies are more elusive across mainstream platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Telegram. To avoid detection from artificial intelligence-powered moderation, users don't use obvious terms like white genocide or white power in conversation, right? They say things like jogger, and horrible stuff, man. And unfortunately, these people are in my comment sections as well. And I wonder why they continue to post in my comment section, because they're helping me as a content creator grow. But maybe they think I'm a part of the deep state. Maybe they think I'm an agent of George Soros, right? They can't imagine possibly that a young black man travels the world, living his life, talking about whatever he wants on his YouTube channel. They find this unfathomable, right? Because most of them live in flyover states or in little pockets of Europe that are all white, but still filled with so much hate. It's really sad and disgusting. They signal their beliefs in other ways. A Christian cross emoji in their profile, or words like Anglo or pilled, a term embraced by far-right chat rooms in usernames. Most recently, some of these accounts have borrowed the pop song White Boy Summer to cheer on the leaked Supreme Court draft opinion on Roe v. Wade, according to an analysis by Signal Labs, a social media intelligence firm. Facebook and Instagram owner Meta banned praise and support for white nationalists and separatist movements in 2019 on company platforms, but the social media shift to subtly makes it difficult to moderate the post. Meta says it has more than 350 experts with backgrounds from national security to radicalization research dedicated to ridding the site of such hateful speech. We know these groups are determined to find new ways to try to evade our policies, and that's why we invest in people and technology and work with outside experts to constantly update and improve our enforcement efforts. David Tessler, the head of dangerous organizations and individuals policy for Meta, said in a statement. The thing is, if these people were, Muslim, if they were Arab, if they were any form of people that come from those sorts of backgrounds posting the type of jokes, memes, and content that the white supremacists do, literally they will probably shut down Meta or Facebook, because that stuff permeates. If it's on my YouTube channel in comments, and I am a black ass man running a black ass YouTube channel, I could not imagine what's happening in these all-white spaces. I only see a glimpse of what's happening in the social media spaces when I check out what's happening on Poll and other places. But if we look deeper into what's happening, these people are literally like they're literally man, it's sad, man. It's like the Taliban is able to roam freely on the internet and post whatever they want and live. Doesn't matter how many people die, how many people have to suffer, how many Timothy McVeighs, Peyton Gentrins, Brenton Tarrants happen. These people are allowed to put out their garbage, literally their garbage, right? It's sad. A closer look reveals hundreds of posts steeped in sexist, anti-Semitic, racist, and homophobic content, and one Instagram post identified by the Associated Press, an account called White Primacy, appeared to post a photo of a billboard that describes a common way Jewish people were exterminated during the Holocaust. We're just 75 years since the gas chambers, so no, a billboard calling out bigotry against Jews isn't an overreaction, the pictured billboard said. The caption of the post, however, denied gas chambers were used at all. The post comments were even worse. If what they said really happened, we'd be in such a better place, one user commented. We're going to finish what they started someday, another wrote. I'm just confused, and I wish the white supremacists would be very clear. Do they believe the Holocaust happened or not, right? Did the master race, try to extinguish the Jews, or did they fail in that? So does that mean the master race is not the master race because they failed at exterminating, 6 million people in Germany? Or did it not happen at all? Because you guys like to bring up gas chambers and all this sort of stuff, but I thought it didn't happen. I'm confused. Okay. Anyway, the account, which had more than 4,000 followers, was immediately removed Tuesday after the AP asked Meta about it. Meta has banned posts that deny the Holocaust on its platform since 2020. U.S. extremists are mimicking the social media strategy used by the Islamic State group, which turned to subtle language and images across Telegram, Facebook, and YouTube a decade ago to evade the industry-wide crackdown of the terrorist group's online presence, said Mia Bloom, a communications professor at Georgia State University. I study Arabic, right? And I put my Arabic content on this same YouTube channel. And I remember the first time I posted one of my Arabic YouTube videos, I swear to God, I think YouTube was processing it much longer than any of my other content. A video like this will go up, boom, 5 minutes, flat. I post something in Arabic, YouTube wants to run extra checks on it, right? Meanwhile, a white supremacist can come on here and say whatever the fuck they want. and spew all the racist garbage and pseudoscience that they want. And YouTube will put it up just as quick as it would my video, where all I do is just read the news and give commentary. That's sad. That's really sad. And that shows you something. That shows you something. They're trying to recruit, said Bloom, who has researched social media use for both Islamic State terrorists and far-right extremists. We're starting to see some of the same patterns with ISIS and the far right, the coded speech, the ways to evade AI. The groups were appealing to a younger and younger crowd. For example, on Instagram, one of the most popular apps for teens and young adults, white supremacists amplify each other's content daily and point their followers to new accounts. In recent weeks, a cluster of those accounts has turned its sights on Pride Month, with some calling for gay marriage to be recriminalized and others using the pride for a rainbow flag emoji to post homophobic memes. Law enforcement agencies are already monitoring an active threat from a young Arizona man who says on his Telegram accounts that he is leading the war against retail giant Target for its Pride Month merchandise and children's clothing line, and has promised to hunt LGBT supporters at the stores. In videos posted to his Telegram and YouTube accounts, sometimes filmed at Target stores, he encourages others to go to the stores as well. Seriously. I mean, I'm glad law enforcement in Arizona is monitoring this man, but how, if he's not arrested or put in jail or put on a blacklist or like a red flag law for buying a gun, this guy is literally casing out a Target, possibly has a high probability of, pulling in Orlando. When the guy went into Orlando and killed all those gay people at the club, this guy is literally trying to do the same thing and posting about it and bragging about it online. This is sick. This is why, number one, we need to abolish the Second Amendment. We need to monitor where these extremists talk. We need to let them talk freely. Say whatever you want about black people, gay people, trans people, whatever. But when you do, these will be the consequences. You can't hang around these sorts of people that have literally caused blood to be shed and then expect to have the same rights as all other law-abiding citizens. You can't. There has to be some limits, or I would say not limits, repercussions to free speech. Your free speech should not infringe on my safety to go to a church, supermarket, store, school, anything. These people need to be dealt with the same way we dealt with Al-Shabab. Treat the white supremacist terrorists like Al-Shabab. Period. Where's the Patriot Act when you need it? Where's the Patriot Act when you need it? Target said in a statement that it is working with local and national law enforcement agencies who are investigating the videos. As society becomes more accepting of LGBTQ rights, the issue may be especially triggering for young men who have held traditional beliefs around relationships and marriage, Bloom said. I hate it when people say the world is becoming less racist, less intolerant, because young men 15, 16, 17, 18 are calling themselves groypers. They're calling themselves trads. These people are literally the next generation of like mujahideen. Like these people will become these people are literally like becoming Al-Qaeda in front of our eyes. And it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down. The world is not becoming a nicer place. It's becoming a much more hostile place. It obviously is. There's no way to look around it. When we have Buffalo happen, Orlando happen, Christchurch happen, and these people are allowed to post, it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. Right. Anyway, that might explain the vulnerability to radical belief systems. A lot of the beliefs that they grew up with, that they held rather firmly, are being shaken, she said. That's where it becomes an opportunity for these groups. They're lashing out and they're picking on things that are very different. Associated Press writer Ben Fox in Washington contributed to this report. I'm going to answer this poll. To what extent, if at all, are you worried about the proliferation of extremist views across various places on the internet? Very, very worried. My name is Simon Hill. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and peace.